Hello and welcome to another Royal Reviewer live weekly chat. And wow, what another amazing voluptuously royal week it has been. I'm just going to go and find the chat window. For those of you who don't know the format, it's the same as each and every week, every Saturday live at 10 o'clock p.m. British time, which is GMT. Just say hello in the chat window that you can see, or if you have a question or you want to join in conversations with other people in the chat room, then please join in and do so. For those of you who are watching on catch up later, you won't be able to see the chat window with all the conversations in, which is why I will read out all of the comments that I'm responding to so that you will know exactly what's being said. So without further ado, let's find the pop-up chat window that I can see. Right, I can see a lot of people have already joined in, so I'm not going to look at all of them because I haven't got time and I'll be really far behind. So I'll just say hello at who I can see. I can see Jen, I can see MS31, I can see Sharon Nichols, hello to you all. I can see Bay. Let's have a little scroll down. I can see MSMB 2012. Hello to you. Hello to Donna and Charlotte. Hello to Christine and Oh dear. And hello to Dawn. And Rob M. And Melody. H.A. Bracken says, not sure about your look today. Christine says, oh, Elliot looks sexy in that jacket. MSMB 2012 says, love the jacket. Candice, hello to you, says, wow, look at you. You look wonderful. Loretta says, hello to you. Two-Way FM says, hi from Australia. Would you let me interview you? Okay. We'll have to talk maybe on Twitter. Find me on Twitter, and I will talk to you on there. James Med4, hello to you, says the Queen was solo on her church visit. She should be accompanied by a family member. Well, we'll talk about the Queen in just a little bit. Deborah says, hi, Elliot. Lovely to see you again. Diamond Dene says, hello, Elliot, and all. Good evening. Look fab. Well, for those of you who have noticed, this is a slight different look. And the reason why I'm doing a slightly different look tonight is all in honour of Prince William, the Duke of Cambridge. You see, it's all becoming clear now, isn't it? Prince William debuted a new shaved head, a new hairstyle. Well, I mean, there's not a lot of difference between his hairstyle and the new one, but nevertheless, it's a new hairstyle, a new look, and it's caused a lot of people talking about his new look and debating it. So we're going to be talking about that later, which is why I tried for a new look this week. You know, maybe Prince William was trying to go a little bit hip, a little bit cool. I don't know. So hence the leather jacket. Let me know in the comment section what you think about my outfit. And 2AFM, I will send you my email somehow. If you follow me on Twitter, then I will send it to you. Corey Tack says, oh, Elliot, you look fetching wearing the Albert wedding brooch. Yes, I've turned it into a choker a la Princess Diana, or Diana, Princess of Wales. Deborah Fraser says, can I get Kensington Palace's address? It's really easy. All you have to do is put Kensington Palace, London, United Kingdom, and it will get there. Believe me, that's what I did. So it's really dead simple. You don't even have to include a postcode. James Medford says, Elliot, you look like you're going to ride a motorcycle. And I've got, in homage to Harry, or should I say my Harry, I've got my Invictus Games t-shirt on underneath. So it's a new look. Let me know what you think. Jamie is here. Hello to Jamie, who is our resident moderator. So just a quick run through of the rules. Basically, the rules are just be kind. You can have complete freedom of speech on this channel. I always promote freedom of speech. But if it is something slightly controversial or something negative about, you know, a member of this group or a member of the royal family, just say it once and then move on. Or else you'll have to deal with Jamie. And he's really good at blocking people. So let's just remember our rule. Be nice. Okay, oh dear says, how are the new YouTube rules affecting my channel? Well, the new YouTube rules, which were of course instigated because of the Logan Paul incident. And for those of you who don't know, Logan Paul is an incredibly popular YouTuber amongst the younger community, should I say. Although that's not to say people of all generations maybe subscribe to him, but I think it's more the younger generation. And he basically went to Japan and he made a vlog from Japan in a forest that is well known over there by the locals as the suicide forest. Now, of course, if you go into a suicide forest filming, there is a chance that you might come across a body, of which he did, of which he then proceeded to film dead body, which had only just been hung, shall we say. And he made a very, very distasteful video mocking this body with his friends. And of course, the video went viral before even the person's family knew that the person had committed suicide. So there was understandably a massive, humongous controversy about the Logan Paul video. Video got taken down. He made an apology. YouTube was slow to react, but they did eventually. And they came out with new changes, but it only affects really small channels. In fact, it doesn't affect the bigger channels. I mean, I wouldn't say mine's a big channel, but it's certainly not Logan Paul, 15 million subscribers. So by him causing a mock hasn't really affected the big channels that go viral very quickly. The new rules affect small channels. So you have to have over 4,000 hours of YouTube watch time and 1,000 subscribers before you can monetize your videos. But like I say, that doesn't affect the big channels that can put out anything and that can get seen by millions of people very quickly. So the new rules don't affect me because I've already got over 4,000 watch time hours and over 1,000 subscribers. But it will affect the very small newer creators or people starting out on new channels. So I hope that explains to you a little bit about the new YouTube rules, but it hasn't really affected me. The one that did affect me was the time before when they started to demonetize videos because they had an automatic scanner which scanned for content, and basically it just kept on getting everything wrong. And me and other creators were just getting bogged down in demonetization. We had to apply for the videos to get remonetized, of which all of mine did, because my videos are fine. Mine are all completely family friendly. But the system still gets it wrong, but it has improved since August. So hopefully we've turned a corner, but the new rules don't necessarily affect me. And I hope that explains it all. Jen says hello, so hello to you. Tony Myers says hi. This is Tony saying hi from Seattle. And I've already explained what the new YouTube rules are. Monroe Taylor says, I have not seen this new look. I like your jacket. Thank you so much. It's on homage to Prince William's new look. Oh dear says, no, hip with a bald man. Just think it was trimmed a little short. Well, he definitely had a short back and sides. That's what we can say. Stephen Jameson says, hello, Elliot. Hello to you, Stephen. MSMB 2012 says, love the choker. Thank you so much. And Tony Meyer says, I like Prince William's shaved head. Rob M says, forget the jacket. I like the hair, both on the chin and on the top. Of course, Prince William. Okay, let's stop for a moment and talk about Prince William's hair, because I think it's going to be a big topic. So he had a trim. There was rumours it cost something like £185. That's not true. Prince William made a comment, I do believe, saying that that's definitely not true. He didn't have a £185 haircut on his head, but he did have his sides and the back and what he does have on top cropped really short, almost to a shaved look. And it just caused a lot of controversy. I'm not entirely sure why, but a lot of people were saying that perhaps he should grow a beard to offset the head, and then he'd look better. Now, we do know he did try a bearded look around about 2010, I believe. So if you want to look for those photos, they are there. Do Google them. Just put Prince William beard and they will come up. So we do know he can grow a beard. And I actually think he probably would look good in a beard. I liked him when he had it before, and I think it would offset the head. However, I don't think we're likely to see a beard. Prince Harry is the one with the beards at the moment. So other people were discussing other options for him, like an Elton John type wig, or the very new, more trendy, fashionable, I think they're called hair systems for men. And they're a little bit like the one I think John Travolta wears. But you can get some really, really, really good ones. And I think they're on, for those of you who know wigs, they're on a lace fitting that go on your head. They have almost an invisible hairline, and usually you do have your head shaved around the sides and back. The hair system goes in the middle, and you can have any length you want, and it just looks like normal hair. So some people were saying he should go for one of them, but I think that would be way too drastic, and I don't think that's ever going to happen. Some people said a full wig, and I don't think that's going to happen. So I think everyone's just got to get used to the fact that William is bald, and there's nothing wrong with being bald. And, he's obviously embracing it. He's just gone, you know what? There's nothing there. I'm just going to shave it off at the sides. Prince Edward has got the same hair. It definitely runs in the family, this male pattern baldness. And I just think he's gone the same way as Prince Edward. And Edward's looks fine, doesn't he? Let's just put it out there. Edward looks fine. William looks fine. It doesn't really matter whether he has hair or not. But people are going to speculate, and people are going to have their ideas of what they like or not. So do let me know what your ideas are. Nina says the basket brooch is your favourite. Well, thank you so much. It is, of course, the Queen's flower basket brooch. Flaufinkaiser says, "Hi, Elliot. You look great in anything you wear. It's you that makes the outfit look great." Thank you so much. Hi, Jen. I've said hello to you, I think many times. And hello to Betsy. Dawn is back and forth tonight because you're outside barbecuing. Wow. I wish I was. Okay, Deborah Fraser says, fantastic, and thank you, certainly would. Tony Myers says, so what do you think of an American marrying into the royal family? Well, I've spoken about Meghan Markle probably ever since she came on the scene. Probably a year and a half now, I've been speaking about Meghan Markle in these live chats. And each and every week, I've always said that I like her. And I've always defended her against people that have really negative comments about her. I've always thought that she's a strong, independent female who has made the most of what she's got. She's pulled her socks up. She's pulled herself up by her bootstraps. She's gone on, made a career for herself, made herself independently famous, independently wealthy. She has a huge interest in charity and charitable organizations. She's very caring, she's kind, she's a good speaker. She knows how to conduct herself, and she's well educated. And she's beautiful. What's not to like? So I can certainly see why Prince Harry has fallen for her. And of course, why she's fallen for him too. So I like her, and I don't think she's going to have any negative effect on the royal family whatsoever. I think she's going to be a breath of fresh air. From what I've seen so far and what I've heard, I haven't heard of any member of the royal family not approving of her. I think everyone seems very, very happy that she is marrying into the family. The Queen doesn't have a problem. They're going to have a proper wedding, even though she's divorced. I know that may be hard for some people to get their head around, but the Church of England is completely okay with it. They are having a proper wedding. The Queen is attending the actual ceremony, not like she did with Charles and Camilla, because Charles is the future heir to the throne. So Harry's a slightly different kettle of fish. So everything's fine, and I completely, wholeheartedly approve of Meghan Markle. And I had my own slight Meghan Markle debacle, shall we say, this week, when last week I made a video of myself pretending to be Meghan Markle in response to this horrible, vile woman from UKIP who made very negative racial remarks about Meghan Markle. And I think the purpose of that video and the intent of that video completely got lost in translation between the humour that I have in this country, in Britain, and the humour in other parts of the world. And I kind of tried to delve into it as to why we look at parody in completely different ways. And I spoke to Americans and Canadians in private chat, and I said, look, I've got a theory, and my theory is that in other countries, parody is often used against people that people don't like or people that are unpopular. And it was confirmed to me that generally that is the case. I mean, I think there's lots of impersonations going out there at the moment on news outlets of Trump, for example, who is a polarizing figure, whether you like him or not. But in Britain, parody is affectionate. We even parody the people that we like. And that's what I was doing with Meghan Markle. And I think the whole thing just got completely lost in translation. So I've pulled down that video. It's not gone. I've just made it private. And perhaps I may start a new channel of my own royal parodies. So the people that want to watch them can watch them. The people that get the humour can get the humour. The people that get the intent can get the intent. And the people that don't want to see it don't have to on this channel. So I thought I'd just address that Meghan Markle debacle and clear it up and put out there that I've always supported Meghan Markle. You guys know, you guys that watch these live chats know it's there, it's recorded on camera. You can go back to any video up to the point where Prince Harry started dating Meghan, and I have always defended her. You guys know that. So that's my take on the Meghan Markle debacle. Jamie says, it's so funny watching me explain your generation's news. Well, I hope I explained it rather well. Nina says, I don't care for Logan Paul. I don't either. I think he's a bit of a monkey. He's definitely a cheeky monkey. Arnold Sanders says, why are they giving Harry and Meghan a hard time for hugging kids when there is a video on YouTube called The Best Royal Hugs? I don't know. Diana kind of started all the hugs, and nobody had a problem with Diana giving hugs. I don't think people are giving Meghan a hard time for hugging. It's just, it's there. She did it. There are some sections of the public that are going to say anything about Meghan because they don't like her for whatever reason. And I think that's probably all what it is. There's certainly been no backlash in the UK about Meghan hugging children. I can assure you of that. Betsy says, new YouTube rules make zero sense. They do indeed, because they punish the wrong section of YouTube that needs regulating, quite frankly. 2way FM says, great summary of YouTube rules. Thanks. You're welcome. MSMB says, I loved seeing Harry and Meghan giving hugs to kids. I liked it too. I think it's nice. Oh dear says it will grow back, as does most hair. It will indeed, and he'll probably have it cut again. Jamie's, oh, hang on, I've gone up too far. Hey, Jamie says, a biker jacket paired with a flower brooch. Not sure if you want to be a biker or a queen. I can be a biker queen. Okay? If I want to be a biker queen, I can be a biker queen. I almost paired this look, this ensemble, as Mariah Carey might say, with a tiara. So, a biker queen wearing a tiara. Oh, by the way, tiara. Someone gave me an idea for a new video, so let me know if you want to see this video or not in the comment section. About the tiara, I have a replica Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, which is one of the Queen's favourites. So if you want me to do a video just showing off and talking about that tiara, then do let me know. Melody says, I'd like to see him shave the rest of his hair off and add a beard. Lots of people are saying add a beard. Again, if you can't grow it on top, grow it on your chin. Christine says, there are plenty of very attractive bald men, past and present. I can concur, there are indeed. Lady Buckingham says, let him go natural. Candice says, did you manage to get to the post office this past week? No, I didn't. And there is a good reason for it, because I was going to go today and I was about an hour or so away from leaving the house to go to my box, and it started snowing. We've had snow and it looked like it wasn't going to stop. So I didn't drive because I don't like driving in the snow. I'm not terribly confident at driving in inclement weather. So I didn't go because of the snow. So I'm going to have to go before work one of the days in the week, and then I will definitely check. So slap on the wrist, but it was the snow. It was an act of nature. Betsy says, Elliot, you look very chic tonight. Thank you so much. Deborah says, most men who experience extreme balding eventually resort to totally shaving of the head. I do believe it would take time to get accustomed to his new hairstyle. Maybe I could make a video about these hair systems, and let me know if you think he'd look good with a modern hair system. Jen says, did I get my Christmas card? I haven't looked in my box. I've just mentioned that. Corrie Tap says, I like men who shave their heads. They look like six. Oh, I can't read that one. I am not saying that word on my chat. So bleep, bleep. Okay. Sharon Dunlop says, I really think that William looks very trendy with his new modern look. I think so too. I quite liked it. Jamie says, at dawn, last time I was talking to you, you were freezing in the cold. Now you're having a barbecue. MSNB 2012 says, here, Elliot. Jen says, a barbecue, why not? Some people have barbecue in the cold too. Diamond Danae says, about my Meghan video, it was great. Meghan is not going to defend herself. So that was the whole idea. I was kind of defending her for her in a parody way. Anyway, let's not even go there. I'm not even going to try and go there. Oh dear says, I thought your Meghan Markle video was funny. H.A. Bracken thought it was funny. Nina says, I love the video, but you have a good sense of humor. MSNB 2012 says, anyone who has watched your channel knows you would never make fun of a member of the royal family. Indeed, which is why it was so exasperating. Candice says, I loved your video about Meghan. I laughed so hard. Oh, and by the way, I was right. Meghan might have even watched my video, because on her next engagement in Cardiff, which we'll talk about later, she was wearing the black coat. She had the hair exactly the same, and she did the wave. Just saying. Maybe Meghan has a sense of humor too. Monroe Taylor says, I watched The Windsors. It is on here now on Netflix, so I get to see it so raw here in America because of Trump. I don't like The Windsors, that Windsors show. I watched the first couple of episodes and I didn't like it. Talking of senses of humor, I really didn't like that sense of humor, but I thought it had more political undertones in it. And kind of Republican, and when I say Republican, I don't mean Republican as in what you guys have in America, the Republican Party. I mean Republicans, people that would like Britain to become a republic. I think it was kind of tilted in their way of thinking, so I didn't like it, and I never really watched it since I got those undertones. So I didn't really like it, but you know, we're all different. And if you like it, that's fine. Betsy says, anyone who follows you knows you have a great sense of humor. Very funny. Megan B says, I love your comedy videos. Please keep posting them. Nina says, it would be great if you do, Catherine. Well, I could. I mean, let me put it this way. I did not go out of my way to make the costume. That was a wig I already had. It is, in fact, a male 70s wig that I had for someone's hen party that I went on. So I just cobbled together a look, and it ended up looking kind of a little bit like Meghan, maybe a little too much like Meghan, although I couldn't quite tell which one was more hairy. Joke. That is a joke. But lots of people saying they like them. But when people are telling me they're unsubscribing because they don't get the joke, okay, you know, that tells me something. Nina B says, again, I've read that one. It would be great if you could do Catherine. Maybe I could. Lady Buckingham says, exactly. We know he would never make fun of anyone. I thought it was funny and knew what he was doing. Seven Bridges Road said, I would drop the choker. The choker is controversial tonight. I'm trying a new look. Okay, Sandra Cry says, I like that idea, love your show. Jamie says, let's just say this channel isn't exactly Republican. It's most certainly not. Eileen says, parody is good fun. In the USA, humour regarding Trump is presenting things he says himself with humour. Reveals what he says is controversial when he originally says it. Yeah. Seven Bridges Road says, I like the jacket, but the choker has to go. Okay, vote on the choker. I will remove the joker live on air if more people vote for it to go. So, okay, give me a yes or a no. Just a simple yes or no. And if the yeses have it, it stays. If the noes have it, it will go. Let me know what you think. Vinnie Blair says, race is a sensitive subject. It is indeed. So maybe best to stay away from public parody regarding race. Same in the US. People get in trouble for racial jokes. Well, okay, I agree. I do completely agree with you. But this was trying to kind of cancel out the racism that was being put there against Meghan and make that look stupid. But like I say, I think the whole thing got completely lost in translation and intent. But yes, I do completely agree with you that race is a sensitive subject. Of course it is. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't talk about it. I definitely think even sensitive subjects we should talk about. Deborah Fraser says, due to my country's education system, fashioned on the British system, you got it. Although once lived and studied in the UK, I comprehend. In general, I love British humour. Thank goodness that there are people that do. Arnold Sanders says, there's a report on YouTube saying they broke protocol and are turning the royal family into the Kardashians. No, that's completely wrong. Okay, I read this article that you're referring to, and I haven't done one because I don't, well, it's just a nonsense article, basically, so I haven't done it. Basically, what the person was saying is that the royal family are not the Kardashians. So I don't know how it's got translated that they're turning into the Kardashians. No, they were saying, the person that wrote the article was saying, I do believe, if I remember correctly, that they're not the Kardashians. So that's basically it. And I felt no need to even report on it because I think everyone on this channel knows that the royal family are not going to turn into the Kardashians anytime soon. Not unless the Queen tries to break the internet, or even Prince Philip. And I'm not quite sure that the Queen will be breaking the internet anytime soon, or not in the same way that Kim did. Oh dear says, yes, Elliot, you are definitely a biker queen today. I am indeed a biker queen. Jamie says, looked at the news. Meghan's dad isn't actually her dad. I knew it wasn't true because most news on magazines is true. Yes, there's lots of fake news. Beware. I think you guys know that by now because I say it every week. Diamond Tanae says, yes, do a video about the tiara, please. Midnight Hazel says, I was just thinking you could add a tiara. I could indeed. Floating Kaiser says, European and Scandinavian royals are at ease hugging and being affectionate in public. Modern British royals will gradually adapt to it in the future. I think we're already there. There's just a section of society that like to comment about things that we've been used to for 20 years. Diana started it. We are used to it, I do believe. Seven Bridges Road says, I like William's shave. It's very cool. MSMB says, yes, please. I love that tiara. A whole series on the royal tiaras would be fantastic. Oh dear says, glue it on his chin and comb it back over his head. Won't be able to see though. That would be something of a comb over. It would eclipse Donald Trump and his comb over. Lady Satine says, in my opinion, they love each other. Let them be. They are a lovely couple the way they are. Jamie says, Elliot, you might go bald. Your hair sticks up all the time and might fly away. Believe me, if I go bald, I will be getting one of those modern hair systems. I am not going to let myself go bald. And if I do, there's nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with going bald. I have nothing against going bald, but not on me. And if there are things you can do, then do them. I don't like hair transplants. I have to say, I still am not a big fan of hair transplants and how they look. But these modern hair systems, do check them out. There are some amazing, you will not believe, transformation videos on YouTube of men getting these hair systems. So do have a look. I might even make a video on it about the different options for William, although I do think William's fine the way he is. Midnight Hazel said William is handsome anyway you put it. Indeed. Sandy Mon says hi there, and you're checking in from Los Angeles, and your name is Susan. Hello to you. Lady Satine says Aussies don't need any excuse for a barbecue. They don't indeed. But I have some Australians living next door to me, and they even have barbecues in the winter. Oh dear says the Windsor Netflix show is terrible. I have to concur. It's dreadful. Vinny Blair says your box. Oh, hang on. Let's go back up. I've just lost a load of comments. Okay, I'm going up. I'm going up. Vinny Blair says your box must be cross country. I'm eager to see the stuff in there, and it's not my box. Get a move on. I will. It's snow today. I can take photos of evidence. There is snow on my drive, and I am not driving in snow. Seven British Rose says, I think the Windsors are secretly in the room. Maybe they're watching. James Med4 says, Elliot, did you get my email on Megan's father living in Mexico? Yes, I did. I did get your email. Jamie says, I don't like the Windsors. Turned it off after the first episode, same as me. I don't think there's much royal facts on it, and it's too far-fetched. Yes, it's way far-fetched. And I could not get through it. I really couldn't. Monroe Taylor says, oh, I see a show that seems to love the royals. Funny how we see things. What is a boot? What is a boot? A boot as in a shoe, like a shoe boot? A boot is like... Okay, how on earth do you describe a boot? I've never been asked to describe a boot before. A boot can be the trunk of a car, or it can be something you wear on your foot that's not a shoe. Like a winter boot, a shoe that you'd wear in the winter because it's got higher sides and possibly a heel. Okay, that's a boot. Yes, we do put stuff in our boots. A boot can also be a trunk, not an elephant trunk. Shaffer says, I think that's how you say it, S-H-A-T-H-A, Shaffer. I really want Prince Harry's marriage to be successful. He deserves it. I totally agree, and I really hope that he does. Oh dear says, voting on the choker. No choker. Seven British Road says no. Betsy says yes. Vinny Blair says no. Monroe says yes. Jamie says yes. Sandra Cry says yes. Okay, yes is a winning. Midnight Hazel says keep the choker. Candice says yes. Eileen says yes. Donna says no. Lady Buckingham says yes. Nina says yes. And Mr. B says yes. Midnight Hazel says yes. Okay, the yeses are winning. Christine says yes. Deborah says yes. Dawn says everyone has a right to wear what they want. Susan says yes for the choker. James says, oh, close vote. No, there's way more yeses. Sandra says keep the choker. Stephen British Rose says all the chicks like the choker. Well, there you go. Any heterosexual man out there that wants to pull the chicks, get a choker. Deborah Snyder says yes. Tippy H says Will has no choice but shave the rest because the middle bit is bald. I was thinking a little friar tuck, maybe. Vinny Blair says no, I'm a chick. Jamie says yes, 11 to the left, 4 no's to the right. The yeses have it. The yeses have it. There we go. It's staying for today. But I promise not to wear the choker next week, just in the interests of being fair. Susan Carter says, Meghan has an embarrassing family, and it will be a very uncomfortable situation at the wedding and reception. We don't know what the guest list is. We really don't. and we don't know who from her family she's inviting, who she's not inviting, who's going to turn up. It will be very interesting on the day to see. So I'm not going to talk about which family members might come to the wedding, because the simple fact is we don't know, and we're not going to know until the day when they turn up. So let's just wait and let that be a really amazing surprise when it happens. It could be very, very interesting. Nina says, I've seen a picture of William with the beard and he looks good. Jamie's making it official. 11 yeses and 5 no's. MSMB says, Susan, everyone has an embarrassing family, not just Meghan. I can concur. Embarrassing families are indeed widespread. Vinnie Blair says, no, it won't be embarrassing because I don't think the chatterboxes will be at the wedding. Like I say, we will have to wait and see. And I have a hair in my eyelash. It's gone. Lady Satine says, they say Meghan is more beautiful than Catherine. I don't think there is a comparisons. Catherine is an English rose and Meghan is an American beauty. They are both similar but different, shall we say. And we know that Catherine, from what's been said, is very supportive of Meghan. And she certainly looked very supportive in public on Christmas Day when she was almost shielding her and keeping her safe. So I think she's definitely in favour. They are very different. I mean, on the last engagement, where the Cardiff engagement, where Meghan and Harry visited Cardiff Castle and a charity, she was wearing the trousers. Catherine would never wear trousers. Meghan did. You know, they are going to be different, and their differences are going to become more and more apparent as Meghan takes to her role. So I'm really interested to see how Meghan develops within the role, and I really do enjoy her personality at the events that she does. I do still think that she will end up refining how she conducts herself at royal events. I think eventually we will see less arm holding of Harry. I think we'll see less type wave, as I did for my parody video. But I have to say, I do like the personality that she brings to the role. I like that kind of almost that really approachable feel that she gives to a visit. And of course, the children, you could tell, had absolutely no trouble whatsoever in giving her a big old hug. And I think that just about says it all. You know, she really is probably more along the lines of, you know, Princess Diana or Diana, Princess of Wales, more so than Catherine, I think. But do let me know what you think. I still love Catherine, of course I do. But Meghan is different, and she is already approaching the role in a different way that I do like. But I do think she will also reform it slightly. Shatter says, monarchy is better. The Queen is very respected everywhere, probably not in England because people didn't experience it. They don't know what Republicans is like till they truly experience it. Well, people in Britain did experience it a very, very, very long time ago. So we had a period, I think it was around about 12 years, where we had no monarchy, when we went Republican under Oliver Cromwell. And of course, we went through the restoration of the monarchy because people tried it for 12 years and didn't like it. So we do kind of have a history of getting rid of it and then thinking, oh, I think we made a slight mistake. Let's bring it back. So let's hope people have long memories. Seven Bridges Road says, oh, Catherine is my favourite girl. I love an English lady. MSMB says, Vinny, that's true. I'm sure her half-sisters won't be attending at the wedding. We'll have to wait and see. Jamie says, I think of an English lady as David Williams on Britain's First. We are ladies. We're ladies. Those of you who don't know what I'm saying, do go check out Little Britain Ladies, and you will see what I mean. Jamie says, a boot is in the car or an unobese shoe. Sometimes we describe older ladies as old boots as well, but that's in a derogatory way. Midnight Hazel says, I think they mean the trunk of a car. James Med 4 says, Meghan's dad is living a simple, quiet retirement life near the USA-Mexico border, and the Daily Mail articles seem to show him as a reputable person. Pandaz says, gang, I'm sorry, Elliot, I will be better. I promise, keep the choker. Midnight Hazel says, I haven't been on for a few weeks. What are your predictions for the coming royal baby number 3, boy or girl? I think it's going to be a girl, but I hope for a boy. Of course, we don't know, but we're not going to know, are we? But like I say, I think possibly girl, but I'm hoping for a boy, so that new rule comes into effect. That a boy will not displace a girl in the line of succession. So I'm hoping for a boy just for a historic purpose, so that we can see that new rule enacted. Flaufenkaiser says, Eurovision Choker Contest. Le Royaume Uni, 12 points pour Elliot. I most definitely will get 12 points. Vinnie Blair says, I think they have endangered Meghan Markle's dad by revealing his village. Kidnapping for money is a common thing in Mexico. The gutter press think. Well, let's hope let's just hope he doesn't get kidnapped. Sharon Huff, hello to you, who says that she's late. May Wee says, what do you think of the Daily Mail coverage of the royals? Well, like all sort of news publications that have a print paper and an online presence, I would say that they do tend to like clickbaity titles. They like to go for the things that stir the emotions. But generally speaking, I would say the Daily Mail coverage is fairly good. They do tend to cover quite a lot of the events. But like all publications, you can get a little bit of sensationalism with the reporting and the angle that they go at a story from. And sometimes, as with all news publications, they can present opinion as fact, which of course I try not to do on this channel in my news reporting videos. And of course, if I'm surmising something, I will always say, you know, we're speculating at the moment, we don't know for sure, let's hang fire and see. So yeah, just like any publication, you get the basics, but you have to know what elements to pick out for the truth. Midnight Hazel says, both ladies are stunning. They are indeed. James Medford says, I'm feeling a double pregnancy for Kate and Meghan in the future. Well, possibly, but let's not. Okay, the royal baby will be born before the wedding. So for there to be a double pregnancy, that would mean Meghan would have to be pregnant kind of now, or in the near future. And I'm not entirely sure that she would do that, but we don't know. We really don't. Vinnie Blair says, Catherine is too bland for me and Meghan is too expressive, but I like them both. They really suit their husbands. I think they do too. Well, near to be husband. Betsy says, do you think Prince Charles will continue to live at Clarence House once he's king or move to the palace? There was talk that he would stay at Clarence House and use Buckingham Palace more as an official working residence. So in other words, he'd leave Clarence House every day to go to the palace to go to work. It's almost like just going to the office, which would work. It would still work. And of course, the official seat of the royal family isn't Buckingham Palace anyway. It's actually St James's Palace, which Clarence House is attached to. Clarence House is almost like a very, very, very large annex of St James's Palace. So actually, by moving it back to St James's Palace, it's actually being more traditional than leaving it at Buckingham Palace. It was Queen Victoria that made Buckingham Palace her official home whilst in London. Prior to that, she lived at Kensington Palace. But St James's Palace is still the official seat of the monarchy, not Buckingham Palace, which may surprise some people. So actually, Charles's idea isn't really going against tradition. It's kind of going back to the times before Victoria. And of course, as we know, Charles is a traditionalist in lots of ways, but he's also a modernizer. So he's kind of going back to the past, but making a change going forwards. And of course, the big change would be opening the palace up more to the public. I think there was also talk that he wanted to close the Mall as a transport route, so closing it to cars and only opening it up to pedestrians. I don't know how he'll get on with that. I don't know what kind of chaos that would cause the traffic in London. But if those ideas are implemented, it will just be a change. It will just be a big change that everyone will have to get used to. But like I say, it is a more historical one than what we've got technically at the moment. Kind of, if you think about it in that way. Monroe Taylor says, Meghan is perfect for Harry. She is what he needs. Jen says, Catherine is stunning. Sharon Huff says, 5 to 8 inches of snow predicted for Bridgeport, with a possibility of 10 inches and 40 miles gusts. Well, there you go. It snowed for me. That's why I couldn't go to my box. Hang on. Let's go back up. I've lost some comments. Okay, going up. Okay. MSMB says she is such a breath of fresh air. Vinny Blair speculating, can you see Meghan and Harry kind of swapping partners? No, I couldn't see them at all. Teresa Wilson says, no choker, put on a black coat. Midnight Hazel says, poor Meghan looks like she's holding on to Harry for dear life. Hopefully she will get her bearings the more she appears on royal visits, maybe after she becomes Harry's wife. Jamie says, BBC News, what a choker referendum this has been. A 73% turnout, 68% voted, 32% voted no. It's clear the voice of the nation has spoken. The choker must stay. So we're not having a Czechsit. Have I ever met the royal family? No, but I would really like to. Of course I'd like to. Okay, Jamie's saying that bonnet is the front of a car or a hood in America. Everybody's Road saying there is a class difference in the two families, the Markles and the Windsors. Midnight Hazel says maybe twins, and you were thinking the same as me. Deborah Fraser says Meghan is very animated and gives the impression that she would love a good big hug. But both ladies are beautiful. I love Catherine as well, and I believe that they are chums and having a good laugh. But there are also photos of Meghan hugging children when she was in Africa on a charitable, some kind of charity work that she was doing before Harry. So she has a history of hugging children before the royals too. Jamie says, first time Eurovision has been mentioned on this channel without an entire country being offended, a milestone. And I will be doing my Eurovision video again this year too. So look out, whatever European country you're from. I will be coming with my opinions on Eurovision. Candice says, my husband used to describe my mum's Sunday roast as old boot. They were very well done, which my mum preferred, as did I. Okay. James Medford says, in 1986, Fergie was called a breath of fresh air. She did indeed. I hope Meghan won't be treated like poor Fergie. I meant that they would in the future be pregnant at the same time. Well, don't forget, Fergie put a foot wrong. And those of you who know what I'm referring to will know what I'm referring to. And that's probably why it all went wrong for Fergie. Let's hope Meghan doesn't put a foot wrong. Feluscans Gonzalez, I hope I've said that right, says, hello. I had your live chat as a recommendation in my alerts. It's my first time seeing you. Great video. Thank you so much and welcome. Jen says Catherine has been wearing a lot of pink. I like her in pink. I think she looks really, really good in pink. Midnight Hazel says Prince Charles is a true environmentalist. And Cheryl Chung says hello. Jamie says that idea of the mall would be so nice. It's very noisy there and you can't cross the road. Really good idea. I think he wanted to use it more as a processional route and for just things in it. You know, he could put different things. I'm not quite sure what, but you could certainly have more public events in it and on it, shall I say. Midnight Hazel says maybe some of Meghan's animation is her nerves, quite possibly. David Penner, hello to you, says, what kind of royal duties will Harry and Meghan Markle take on once they're married? Well, we know that, well, for Harry, it will be a continuation of the ones he does now. Meghan is joining the Royal Foundation of the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge and Prince Harry, so it will also include Meghan Markle. Unofficially, the title that she will have when she's married. Of course, we don't know exactly what that will be. So she's joining the Royal Foundation, so probably a lot of heads together work and a lot of the Royal Foundation work. It's expected she may take on lots of women's rights work and possibly issues of race too. Jamie says, let's hope Ireland don't win or we'll have a clash. We will indeed. MSNB 2012 says, is Harry and Meghan's Kensington cottage large enough for a family or will they have to move once they have children? Okay, it is described as being quite bijou, although I'm sure it's still fairly large compared to what most people would describe as bijou. But it's not huge. It's not a huge cottage on the Kensington Palace estate. What we think is going to happen is that once the offices, which were Princess Diana's former apartments, 8 and 9, will move under the new basement extension at the Orangery. So once those Diana rooms are vacant, there is a chance that Harry and Meghan could move back into Diana's old apartments, which are obviously suitable for a family. If in the meantime any of the other extended royal family either move out or vacate through whatever means, and that becomes available first, they could potentially move in there. And of course, they are also looking for a country property. There's been some speculation as to which properties, and to be honest, I'm not going to report any more houses that they might potentially have because, again, we don't actually know. It is just speculation, and I don't think anybody truly knows. Although I did have one idea about possibly Frogmore. Frogmore House is only open to the public 1 week a year, I do believe. So they could most definitely occupy Frogmore, and it is in the royal gift for a member of the royal family to live in. It hasn't been for a long time, but it still could be. There's also the garden cottage, which is close to Windsor Castle, which could also be available for a country property. But it depends how far out and where Harry and Meghan actually want to be, and that we do not know. So we really will just have to wait and see as to what home they will have. I'm sure all will become clear very soon, and as soon as I know, I will let you know. Midnight Hazel says, good chat tonight. Thank you so much. Nina says, I think Harry and Meghan did a great job on this last engagement. How long was that train ride? Did they ride all the way from London? Yes, it would have been, it would have been a fair old ride. Maybe 2 to 3 hours, possibly. Oh dear says, a bald Elliot would not go well with his brooches. So let's all fix that idea. Vinny Blair says, put a toe wrong, you mean? Ha ha, I see you. Yes, I mean a toe wrong. Seven British Road says, I bet she is selling that Canadian weed. What Canadian weed? I will not have weeds on this channel. Burn the weeds. Okay. Stephen Bridges Rose says, Elliot would look good in a mohawk. Well, I used to have a faux hawk a while ago. So, yes, I looked okay in it, actually. Lady Buckingham says, thinking there needs to be a boot too. Candice says, do we have a moderator today? We do indeed. It's Jamie. MSNB 2012 says, oh, that would be wonderful. I think it says so much that both William and Harry both want to live where Diana lived. Bay is off, so see you next week, Bay. Jamie says they could move in beside me. They could be living at number 23. They could indeed. Jen has 2 pairs of boots. Flaufinkaiser says, Elliot, if you could travel back in time on a motorbike, for example, just kidding, what royal figure would you like to meet? Elizabeth I. Definitely Elizabeth I. I would be riding right back. Right back to probably 1580-ish, maybe. Okay, 1580. Vinny Blair says, I think they don't have enough space for Meghan's clothes, plus Prince Harry's new wardrobe. Yes, and he's looking very chic these days. I think right now they probably have storage elsewhere, probably. Jen says, well, 3 pairs of boots. And yes, don't forget to hit the like button. Give me a big thumbs up. And also don't forget to hit that notification bell because it does let you know as soon as I upload a video. Jamie says 1580, that is quite a long travel. Oh my goodness, I've made it to the bottom of chat, which is really good because I want to take this chance to show off my new cup. It's a thermal cup because I've had the trouble with my drink getting really cold by the time I have a chance to get it. So this is a thermal cup and it has the Queen on it and London buses and the Victoria Fountain and Tower Bridge and St Paul's and lots of different London landmarks. I hope you can see. So I'm going to test it now to see if it has kept my tea warm. Okay, that is so much warmer than what it would have. In fact, I can still see the steam coming off my cup. Can you see? Okay, I have to replenish my fluids. Okay, that was lovely. Okay, I was almost having a moment there. That was actually really good. Okay, I like this cup. It was a present, actually. A Christmas present. So, make sure the top's on. Yes, I love my new chat cup. This is going to be my chat cup. And I had a different tea. I can't remember the name of it, but I did have a different tea in there. Midnight Hazel says, that's so you, Elliot. Nina says, I love the cup. You have one too, but different pictures. MSNB 2012 says, I wish YouTube would allow us to ignore these negative people in live chats. That would actually be a really good feature. And in fact, if you follow, I think it's YouTube creators or YouTube, one of the YouTube Twitter accounts, you can tweet them your suggestions. So please do tweet them rather your suggestion. I think it's a really good idea. Odia says, Meghan is doing well, but please refine the bun strings. And I was right in my version of Meghan too, because I had the wig tied back into a bun. So I think I did quite a good job actually. Cheryl Chung says, nice cup. I used to have a favourite London cup as well. 2AFM says, you're awesome. Please don't forget about me. Is Harry Charles's son? Yes, 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 and yes. Most definitely. 100%, billion percent. I even did a video about it once. And 2AFM says, also, are you a Madonna fan? Is the Pope Catholic? Yes, I'm a huge Madonna fan. Holiday, celebrate, if we took a holiday, took some time to celebrate. Come on, let's celebrate just one day out of life. Holiday, it would be so nice. Everybody spread the word. We're gonna have a celebration all across the world. Come on now, in every nation. It's time for the good times. Forget about the bad times. Oh yeah, one day to come together to release the pressure. We need a holiday, holiday. Celebrate. There you go. I love Madonna. Okay, I need to replenish my fluids now. Yes, Madonna did indeed say in Blonde Ambition, replenishing my fluids. And she also said, let Mama get her makeup done. Jamie says, can it get any more camp than Madonna and brooches? No, it most definitely cannot. Susan Sack says, a new career for you, singing. Monroe Taylor says, what is your favourite UK show? I have BritBox and Masterpiece. I love your voice. Thank you so much. My favourite UK TV show of all time has to be the amazing 90s sitcom Keeping Up Appearances with Hyacinth Bucket Bouquet. Most definitely. Cheryl Chung says, Harry is Charles's son. He has Diana's family genes and Charles's. Most definitely. Diamond Danae says, like the cup, great voice. Stephen Bridges Road says, my love, either first. Christine says, the British. Candice says, you're beyond awesome. Midnight Hazel says, your outfit is perfect for your performance. Well, I haven't. Okay, I should have a pointy one, maybe. Jen says, sing it. Christine says, idol. Vinny Blair says, good enough for your own chat. Don't enter Britain's Got Talent, please. Midnight Hazel says, I have 2 pairs of Madonna shoes. Love them. James Medford says, all of Diana's 3 siblings had red hair. Thus, Harry is a redhead. Exactly. All of the James Hewitt stuff is completely unfounded. And of course, she didn't even have a relationship with James Hewitt years before Harry was born. I mean, after Harry was born, rather. So most definitely, he is Charles's. Midnight Hazel says, I love Keeping Up Appearances. Felsucci, I think it is. I can't say that right. Felsus Gonzalez says, you just went with it. Good for you. Joe Bob says, hey all, just joined in from Shanghai. Wow, great performance on Madonna, Madonna, Madonna. Jamie says, I'm a millennial, don't know much about Madonna. Are you sure? Madonna is the queen of pop. We have a queen of the United Kingdom and we have a queen of pop, and both can coexist, believe me. Seven British Road says, I want to purchase a condo in England. Could you help me when I get to England? I can't afford a condo for myself. Okay, but if you mean look for one, yes, I could help you look for one. Let me know your budget and where you want to go. Candice says, I do agree with free speech, but not slanderous speech. Ilma Barr says, Harry looks like Queen Alexandra. Susan Sack says, love, love, love Keeping Up Appearances every Saturday night. I love it. I have the box set. If you can get the box set, please do. It is absolutely amazing. And yes, I agree. Where do people get these ideas from? Of course, Harry is Charles's. Stephen British Rose says, just joking, folks. Just a little fun, no harm done. Jen says, did you know that Madonna and Vanilla Ice dated? They did indeed. But as I seem to remember, Vanilla Ice was quite hot back in the day, even with that silly blonde hair. And if you've looked at a certain book that she made, Vanilla Ice is in the book too. Jamie says, Elmer, favourite UK show is this chat. And so it should be. Deborah Fraser says, yes, I just loved Keeping Up Appearances. And Are You Being Served? I absolutely love the pussy in Are You Being Served? Mrs. Slocum's pussy is divine. I love Mrs. Slocum's pussy. I can almost do a Mrs. Slocum impression, but I need to find the voice. Okay. Well, Mr. Rumbold. Well, Mr. Rumbold, if I'm not back on the stroke of 3, my pussy will be tearing up the curtains. There you go. That was a very terrible Mrs. Slocum impression, but I love doing it. James Medford says, Elliot, have you made your reservations for summer vacation in London? No, but I need to, because I remember it was round about this time last year that Jamie did and I didn't, and then I couldn't find anything. So I do need to. So thank you for reminding me. MSMB says, yes, a little fun, accusing the first person of colour to marry into the royal family of being on drugs. No harm done. Okay. Seven Biddies Road says, yes, he just looked like a young Edinburgh. Van Al Girl says, Madonna was wonderful in Evita. She was indeed. And don't make me sing Don't Cry for You, Don't Cry for Me, Argentina. Cheryl Chung says, Jamie, you need to listen to some more of Madonna songs. Good singing. Come on, live chat. Do you believe in love? Because I got something to say about it. And it goes something like this. And I'm not going to do the rest. Monroe Taylor says, watch Poldark. I haven't seen Poldark, although lots of people say it's really good. And yes, I am watching Victoria too. But I haven't seen the Christmas special yet. And I know I said I was going to last week, but I didn't. Okay, 2AFM says, Vanilla Ice did not reveal his royal scepter. No, he most certainly did not. The Queen of Pop kept the scepter for herself. Stephen Bridges Road says, Elliot, I have been to Madonna's house here in Miami. Wow. Any photographs? Post them, let me know. Midnight Hazel says, all you need is the purple hair. Of course. And yes, James says, make reservations now. Okay, I will. Oh no, Jamie's saying 65% of hotels are sold out already. Oh, well, I need to book, don't I? And I don't know what's happened to Debbie Gibson. Monroe Taylor says, yes, now you must sing us all the time you're on chats. MSMB says, I love both Poldark and Victoria. And lots of people loving them both. Deborah Fraser says, fantastic vocals. I can only do Madonna songs. But actually, I can do lots of 80s songs because, of course, I was brought up in the 80s. So I know lots and lots and lots of 80s songs. And I love La Isla Bonita too. I love a bit of La Isla. I want to be where the sun warms the sky. When it's time for a siesta, you can watch them go by. Beautiful faces, no cares in this world. Where a Harry loves a Meghan and a Catherine loves a Wills. There you go. Okay, I'm going to have to stop singing because I'm going to get lots of unsubscribers and people giving me a big thumbs down. Okay, have I missed anything? Let me have a look. Okay, we touched briefly on Harry and Meghan in Cardiff. I thought the visit went extremely well. I have been to the castle myself that they were in, and it is truly amazing. So I would say go to Cardiff Castle. I don't have many photos because I wasn't doing my YouTube channel at the time, so I didn't really take many photos, but it is definitely worth a go. And I think Meghan looked really intrigued with a lot of the things that were going on. So I would definitely say a good royal engagement, a good third royal engagement, and I can't wait to see the next one. They also went to Street Hub and connected with much more kind of the grassroots, I suppose, of Cardiff life. We've spoken about William's new hair. Oh, the busy day for Princess Anne. Now, Princess Anne definitely proved this week why she is one of the hardest, consistently one of the hardest working royals that there are, because she did such a busy day. She started in South Wales and ended up in Manchester, and she had about 4 or 5 different engagements in one day. So do check out my video on Princess Anne's extremely busy day, because she was incredibly busy. I also posted a video today about William and Catherine's upcoming Scandinavian tour details. So it was quite a long video, really. Oh no, I haven't. No, I haven't posted it. I've recorded it. I haven't edited it. I'm getting away with myself. I've recorded a video on their tour details, and I will edit it and post it tomorrow. So do stay tuned for that one. It's quite a long video because they released quite a big statement on it. So stay tuned for that one. I made a video about Sophie's 53rd birthday. And I noticed when I was watching it that whilst I was wishing her a very happy birthday and talking about a very serious issue of her helping a boy to regain his sight, my cat Rory was sat in the background licking his bottom. Yes, exactly. So do go and check out that video. You can either watch me and listen to me, or you can watch Rory licking his bottom. The choice is yours. So yes, do go and check out that video. Flofin Kaiser says, like your virgin on the very sublime. Like a virgin, of course. Stephen British Rose said, condos in Britain are 5 times the price of the United States. Welcome to our world. We have very, very high property prices. 2AFM says, are you an Anne Boleyn fan? Her last day and words are fascinating. I have read lots of historical books on Henry VIII, his wives, Anne Boleyn, and of course Elizabeth I. And she is one of those intriguing characters, one that you can almost liken, I suppose, to Camilla in a way. I mean, if you want to make a modern day royal comparison, sort of, you know, Wallis Simpson, Camilla, although Camilla more so because Camilla has married Charles, there are some similarities. Of course, Camilla's kept her head, and so she should. But yes, Anne Boleyn, a very fascinating character, and I have been to the place of her execution in the Tower of London, and been very close to the chapel of St Advincula, which is where she is buried under the nave, I do believe, or close to the nave. In fact, her dismembered body was discovered at some point, but it was covered up, and the flagstones were laid back on the top. Betsy says, does Princess Anne's husband help with engagements? Not her soloing. Sometimes he will go along, but predominantly she does solo engagements. Midnight Hazel says, hard-working Princess Anne, but maybe she could change her hair. I like her. I've gotten used to the big bouffanted bun. It's almost a Princess Leia type hairstyle, almost a helmet. And I quite like it. Maybe it's kind of like her armor. It could be like her battle armor. You know, she's got her clothes, her brooch, and the helmet. And perhaps it's a little bit like going into battle, and her hair is like a helmet. And I can relate to that because my hair is a little bit like my helmet, and I certainly don't feel the same going out of the house with flat hair. I like my hair helmet. And maybe Princess Anne is the same. Jamie says, best thing Anne Boleyn said was after her head was detached. Probably blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Someone don't make a meme of that. MSNB 2012 says, I thought Meghan wearing the Prince of Wales check jacket was so sweet. Was indeed. Vinny Blair liked the Sophie video. Nina says Rory was funny. Midnight Hazel said, well, that's what cats do. Monroe Taylor says, you are one of the hardest working YouTube shows. Thank you. I love your show. A bright spot in my Trump-filled madness days. Am I the antidote to Trump? Just Me says, hi, Elliot. Hello to you. Christine says, Anne Boleyn was innocent. She was indeed. Most definitely innocent. And I'm going to take a drink from my heated cup again. And it's still steaming. Wow. Best present ever. My little thermal cup with Britain on. Just got to make sure that lid's on properly. Okay, I really do like my new cup. Okay. Monroe Taylor says, one day do a chat on Anne Boleyn. You know what? I could do some focus chats maybe one day. Felsuis Gonzalez says, Monroe, this channel is a break from all the other chaos. Christine's also been to that chapel. Jamie says, what does Timothy Lawrence do? That would be a good video. Well, that could be a good video. What does Timothy Lawrence do? Maybe I could investigate what Sir Timothy Lawrence actually does. Maybe that's the key of that video. Jamie says, my hair is more like a wing. A chicken wing. Do I belong in a KFC bucket? Deborah Snyder says, enjoyed watching Rory in the background. So funny. Well, there was me being all serious, talking about Sophie Wessex spotting a boy's squint and him, you know, having his sight saved because of what she did and wishing her a happy 53rd birthday. And all in the background, my cat is licking his bum. Yes. Rory's naughty. And I did not know he was doing it. Midnight Hazel says, I was thinking helmet but didn't want to offend anyone. Jamie says, May. Laughing. Okay. Vinny Blair says, I gave up on Princess Anne's hair 2 decades ago. I think she did too, to be fair. Jamie said, you pronounce that so wrong. Well, is it a Mimi or a May? Or a meme? Oh no, it's meme, isn't it? It's meme. Okay, meme. Look, I am nearly 35, okay? You get me? Don't be fooled by this face. I'm old. Monroe Taylor says, are there any of Anne's people living? Anne Boleyn? No, definitely not. I should hope not. Do you mean her descendants? Well, of course, you know, Anne only had Elizabeth. Elizabeth didn't have any children. So direct descendants, no, but there will be descendants going back up her family line. Yes, of course there will be. Jamie says, okay, it's pronounced like beam, not May or Mimi. It's Mame. Mame or meme? Meme or meme? Let me know. Seven British Road says, Elliot, maybe we can visit Cardiff Castle. I will pay for everything and then we can eat lunch in Cardiff. I'm not a cheap date. No, I love Cardiff Castle. Seriously, it is absolutely amazing. I believe you can pay to go in and you can just go and tour where inside the walls of the castle, and you can go up into the big old turret, which you saw in the background of some of the photos with Harry and Meghan, or you can pay to have a tour, a guided tour, and go in the castle, which I did as well. It's definitely worth it. And you go in and you see all the rooms, and the Queen has been there as well, so you see where she went. It really is an amazing place. And there is a really fantastic gift shop at the end too. And I think they put a cafe in since I went. In fact, I think they were building the cafe when I was there last. So it's a good day out. I spent a long time there. And there's also the park, a very old park next to the castle too, which you can go to. And also the whole of Cardiff, the main Cardiff strip, I suppose. But if you do Cardiff, I recommend going to the Bay, Cardiff Bay, and staying in the St David's Hotel. That's my favourite hotel, and Kylie Minogue stays there. Kylie stays there, and a lot of the rugby teams when they play at Cardiff, they stay in the St David's. And okay, a little bit of story time, completely off topic with the Royals, but I went down for breakfast one day at the St David's, and the rugby, well, a rugby team, I'm not quite sure which one they were, was eating breakfast, and let's just say it was a sight to behold. So yes, stay in the St David's. You have fantastic views either of the city centre or of the bay itself because of the way the hotel is angled. It's a really good hotel, and do make use of the swimming pool and spa facilities. They even have a swan neck fountain, and I love the humongous, almost swimming pool-esque jacuzzi. It's amazing. So I really highly recommend Cardiff. I've been about 8 times probably, although they have recently got rid of the Doctor Who Museum, so don't go expecting to see that. I'm not sure if they're going to bring it back, but at the moment the Doctor Who Museum that was specifically built has now gone, which is a real shame. Jamie says it's pronounced like, oh no, hang on, I've read that. I have most definitely read that. Let's go up. Okay. Vinny Blair says, what are my thoughts about people planning to disrupt the big wedding, dressing as homeless and marching? The sign up is now into thousands, not fair. Well, I don't think it's fair. Let's not forget that even though they are public figures, this is a private occasion of which they are choosing, they don't have to share with the public. It is being televised, and there will be a photo call and a chance to see them on a short processional route, we do believe, and of course on the steps coming out. So I think it would be highly unfair for people to do that. You know, would they like it if people dressed as homeless and marched against their wedding? And, you know, let me just say, you know, they need to try and pick their battles, because is it right to protest against their wedding? I know all of this started because there was rumours that the council, not Harry and Meghan themselves, but the council had wanted to clean up some of the homeless people on the streets ready for the wedding. And I do believe, you know, there is an issue. We do have an issue with homeless in this country. That should be addressed. And of course, the people that are homeless, we should try everything we can to try and rehouse them, get them back into employment, get them back on their feet. I think that's right. And it shouldn't just be because there's going to be a big public royal wedding happening. That should happen anyway. But that's up to the Windsor Council to do. But if by moving them, the effect is that they actually help them to get back into either other accommodation or employment, or, you know, they get some kind of help to get back onto the straight and narrow, for whatever reason they end up homeless, and of course people end up homeless for all kinds of different reasons, then it may actually be a good thing in the long run. However, if they are just moving them out of the way and telling them to just go, then I would agree that wouldn't be bad. But even so, I don't think protesting against that is going to solve the problem of homelessness. So I would say pick your battles, because if you do that, it might actually make the people defending the homeless look bad themselves. Just saying. I think they need to think long and hard about how and why and what and where they protest. 2way FM says, I'm driving between Sydney and Brisbane in the blazing Australian heat. So strange hearing you drinking steam. Do you miss Diana terribly? I think when Diana was tragically killed, I think lots of people had, probably for the first time ever, an experience of grief for someone that they didn't know or they hadn't met personally. And even now, you know, with the 20th anniversary, when I see, you know, video footage of the tragedy and what happened at the funeral, it chokes me up and it makes me upset. And I ping back to 1997 and I still feel that grief. And of course, when big events happen, like Royal Baby number 3, you always think, you know, that you wish Diana was here to see all that. And it is terribly sad. But of course, nobody can change it and we have to move on. But yes, I think like a lot of people, we miss Diana and we still wish that she was here. We wish that she had a chance to be happy, just like Charles ended up being happy. Okay, Just Me says, any updates on Meghan's dog who broke his legs? No, I haven't heard anything, to be fair. Midnight Hazel says, whole political mess here in the States is a circus. Your chat is so refreshing. Thank you so much. Candice says, Timothy Lawrence doesn't do much. I'm not sure he's supposed to. Maybe that's what it means to be a royal husband of a working royal. Susan Carter says, have you ever seen any members of the royal family close up? No, I haven't. If so, do they look the same as they do in photographs? I haven't seen, so I can't tell you. Vinny Blair says, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are so into helping the dispossessed, it's not fair to disrupt their wedding because of one man's stupidity. Exactly, they have been to a lot of well, not them together, but Prince Harry has been to a lot of engagement supporting, you know, getting young people and homeless back into work and employment and housing. So I think it would be unfair. And of course, it's not Harry and Meghan that are trying to get rid of them. It's the council. In fact, probably Harry and Meghan, I wouldn't have thought they'd mind them. I mean, if they knew they were there, they'd probably go and, if they were close enough, they'd probably go and say hello and, maybe donate, something to them. I don't know. But I certainly think it's unfair to put all of that on them. They can't help the fact, they've got to get married somewhere, and there are homeless people, potentially anywhere. So I don't think they can necessarily help it. I think it's more to do with the council than them. Jamie says, well, he doesn't sit staring at the wall all day. Maybe crochet. Midnight Hazel says, shut the front door, 35, no way. Totally. Yes, 35. How old did you think I was? Christine says, isn't Timothy Lawrence a commander in the Royal Navy? I don't think he does active service anymore, if I'm not mistaken. Jamie says, the second one said rhythms with beam. Meme. Midnight Hazel says, Mimi. See, it's Mimi. I'm going to stay with Mimi. Betsy says, Jamie, you're hilarious tonight. Jamie says, big old turret, another way to describe an old lady. Seven British Road says, I feel love for Anne Boleyn. She is still in our heart. Fel Sweet says, 35 is not old. Well, in my opinion, it isn't. You look younger. Thank you. 2AFM says, Kylie stays there. You really need to look at my channel and let me interview. I like Kylie too. I can even sing Kylie. Don't make me sing Kylie. Vinny Blair says, Sir Timothy's retired. I thought so. I didn't think he was in any kind of active service. Jamie says, is there much to do in Cardiff? Many shops. There are zillions of shops. Go to Cardiff. It's got a good nightlife. It's got a good day vibe. There are loads and loads and loads of shops and little boutique alleyways and things if you know where to look. I would highly recommend Cardiff. Midnight Hazel says, nice view for you at the St. James. St. David's Hotel. Diamond Danae says, sorry, no Doctor Who museum. Yeah, it's gone. How dare they? MSNB 2012 says, I'm so glad the wedding will be televised. Taylor says, it is not fair to protest their wedding. Has it been done before to any other royal? Not that I'm aware of, no. Sweet Gonzalez says, I'm really looking forward to watching it on MSN. Jamie says, MP Elliot mode on. Well, we're talking about a political subject of the homelessness. I mean, we have ministers and, departmental government people, ministers and MPs and officials trying to tackle homelessness. So it's yes, MP Elliot mode on. Monroe Taylor says, we have homeless people here and we help the best we can. We all do all over the world, I hope, but not fair to protest the wedding. Seven British Rose says, do they have a restaurant in Cardiff? They have more than one restaurant. They have an amazing Thai restaurant as well, which I do go to. Joe Bob says, just a thought about the homeless. I think Russia's idea about the homeless is a very generous and beautiful gesture. I, for one, signed his petition. Oh, Russell, not Russia, Russell's. I'm not entirely sure what that is. Let me know. Vinny Blair says, plus, some of the homeless are from other towns who come to the resort daily to beg off tourists. I mean, that is a completely separate issue about, people from other countries coming over and, doing that to make some money. Of course, we have a lot of Brexit things going on in the country right now, and it wouldn't really be fair to comment on what is actually going to be done about it because I don't know. I'm not a politician, despite what Jamie says. I'm not a politician, and I don't know the official line of what's going to be done in the long run to tackle the problem that I do believe is probably, in most westernized countries. So I can't comment because I don't really know what's going to happen. But, the people that shouldn't be there, the ones that are doing it falsely to obtain money by deception, in my view, need dealing with in the correct way, as would all people obtaining money by deception. And the people that really need help should have that safety net and be helped back into, education, employment, and some kind of a hope. Okay, MP mode off. Diamond Janae says, I was in bed after surgery. It was sad in 1997. Monroe Taylor says, I still miss Diana and we will always remember her forever. Stephen British Road says, well, Cardiff was a royal's relative's home, so it does relate to royalty. Maybe they could live at Cardiff Castle. Maybe the Buttes would let them. Jamie says, I'm not able to say I miss her, but I wish she was still here. Tim says, hello from Nashville. Hello to you. Tim says, so I got a Welsh Corgi puppy, just like Her Majesty's pups. Wow. Okay, you've got to send me a photo of your Corgi puppy. That's amazing. Betsy says, is my Twitter account private? Oh my goodness, I think I did temporarily turn them private. Okay, I will reset it. Okay, I will remember to reset it. Marilyn says, hello from Houston, Texas. You are my favorite royal channel. Thank you so much. Christine's friend has 3 corgis. They'll be nipping at your heels, but Meghan Markle will love them. She'll have them rolling over. Jamie says, oh God, I've given up. Just stay with Mimi. Okay. Midnight Hazel says, in my 20s. Well, thank you so much. James Medford says, has a railing been installed at St George's for the Queen? There was talk of it, and I think, was there possibly a removable one at Westminster Abbey? But I'm not sure if there's a permanent one at St George's or whether it's removable. I think definitely there's a removable one at Westminster. And yes, it would be a good idea, Deborah, if they could form, Meghan and Harry could form a charity to help the homeless. That would be a really good idea. Tim says, did anyone watch the BBC special on the coronation? Yes, and it was really lovely to see the Queen talking so animatedly, grabbing her own crown, poking it, and saying, this is what I do, and literally taking the crown and saying, I like this side. What was it? I really like looking at the Black Prince's ruby, turning it round, poking it. Oh, well, it's really quite solid, isn't it? And wiggling the pearl, and then she kind of yanked it. This is what I do. I loved it. It was really lovely seeing the Queen just playing with her crowns. I thought it was amazing. So yes, I loved it. It was a real lovely insight, and one which will form a very important historical reference to what the Queen thought of her own coronation and that of her father and mother. Okay. Now let's go up. Okay, I'm going up the screens. Okay. Jamie says, not apolitical, of course. I forgot you were Madonna. Most definitely. Christine says, sadly, I don't get the Smithsonian channel, but I saw some highlights. Marie says, no, drop the choker. Oh dear says, had to step away and check the roast. If Royal Highness or Her Royal Highness is coming for dinner, the mother-in-law, she will let me know what is wrong with my roast dinner. I'm sure she will. Tim says, how do I send a photo of my pup? Send it to me on Twitter or Facebook. Marilyn says, a friend of mine told me she was getting married in May. I told her I hope it wasn't on the 19th. Luckily, it will be on May the 12th, and I don't have to decide. Oh, Tim's called his corgi Paddington Heathrow Wigglesworth. Okay, it needs a number after it, like Wigglesworth the First. It needs a number. I love it though. Rich Jones says, is this what a midlife crisis looks like? Do you mean my outfit? No, this is what me trying out a new look, a la Prince William trying out a new look, is. It will be back to normal next week, minus the choker. Donna Pape says, hi Elliot, I love your look tonight. Thank you so much. Diamond Renee says, thank you. Good night to all. No, I haven't booked my trip to London yet, but I really do need to. Jamie's definitely reminded me. Seven British Roses. I love Thai food, one of my favourite types of restaurants. Stefan says, do you think there is any change Andrew will be able to remarry the Duchess? Andrew could technically remarry Sarah whenever he wants. Although I do believe, yes, he could. He could remarry whenever he wants. But that probably is not likely to happen whilst the Queen is still with us. But it could happen, and I would quite like it to. I think they are perfect together. Okay. Right, so I think that's probably a really good point to leave on tonight's chat. We've had a really amazing royal chat. By the way, I still haven't received any further royal cards. So as soon as I do, I will bring you that news. And yes, I said Andrew would remarry Sarah. Well, I'm sure he would if he could. At the minute, well, he could, but I don't think he will until the Queen goes. So I'm going to end tonight's chat. Thank you all for being fantastic. And I will be removing the choker as soon as I get off air. And I will not be wearing the choker next week, so don't worry. And I'll be back to my normal clothes, no leather jacket, and no more biker queen. It was a new look just to try out because Prince William had a new look and I wasn't going to shave my head. So this was my option. So from me in Shropshire, I hope you all have had a voluptuous week. I hope you're all going to have a voluptuous royal week. Check out my videos, give me a big old thumbs up, hit the notification bell, and come back next week. So from me in Shropshire, goodbye.